I've got nothing smart ass to say in the camera. I'm a good guy here. I can't.
Alright, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans, welcome back to the Front Row Fanatics as we are continuing our review of Culture Shock Wrestling's restart that took place at the House of Hardcore January 22nd in Mossyhead, Florida. That's right, they thought they was going to go away internet.
Wow.
Woo!
Alright, coming up next, match number 6 was a 3-way elimination match for the CSW title. And it had the champion, the current recognized CSW champion, the Master of Devastation, Cameron Frost.
Yeah!
Taking on Brutal Joe Gibson and the Evolution, Robin Golphin. And boy, can you have 3 totally different styles in a match, you know?
Absolutely.
Robin Golphin, true cruiserweight, very fast, utilizing everything in his arsenal. You have Joe Gibson, who we've seen over the past few years utilize several different styles. You know, he started out the ground and pound, just being brutal. Then he got a little more technical, the submission style. Now he's implemented some MMA in there, and he stands true to his name, very brutal. And of course, Cameron Frost using the hybrid style, which he's had a lot of success in it. The first elimination happened when Joe eliminated Robin via a submission. Second elimination, Cameron pins Joe Gibson after Joe, had him set up for the Irish Way. Cameron reversed it, hit Joe with a spinning forearm to the head. Your winner, and still CSW champion, Cameron Frost.
The Master of Devastation, baby.
Yes. Very good match, though.
Yeah, it's a very technical match with those two going up against each other. I like how Robin Golphin had to keep trying to squeeze his way into the match. Can I get some? Can I get some?
Yeah, Robin Golphin got shoved out of the way a couple of times, But as we have seen Robin take on guys 2 or 3 times his size and still come out with a victory.
Absolutely.
This is the true sense of it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog, and that is Robin Golphin.
And for you over there at APW, say it the way he said it so you get the punchline right. Bang, bang! Yeah, that's the way it goes, baby. That's how I roll. I got the evil dark mask on, and it's fixing to be a wild year in 2011. Now, I myself enjoyed the match. Three guys I like a lot. 2 of my favorites on the Gulf Coast with Brutal Joe Gibson and Cameron Frost in there. They delivered excellent match. Like you said, three contrasting styles made for an entertaining match for the fans, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, so I'll give them a double thumbs up for that.
And I have to say, Joe Gibson getting in better and better shape. We saw him hit a pretty high drop kick in this match, which is something
standing drop kick at that.
The stuff we don't normally see from the brutal one.
What was that? Wait, I hear that in the back. Jumping Joe Gibson.
Jumping Joe Gibson. But I have to say, Robin took a few hard shots in this match. I mean, even though we've seen him beat guys 2 or 3 times his size, when you're in there with the Master of Devastation and the brutal one, you got to watch out or you'll get hurt.
I heard that. Cheech, you got anything you want to say? You're just going to let us rumble and bumble with it there?
I did mine. I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. And Cheech says he's good.
All right. Coming up next was the main event, and this was a champion versus champion match. It was the current Havoc champion, Story of the Year, Brian Cage, taking on the Formula 1 champion of the last king of wrestling, Doug Pitt, weighing in at 17 stone.
17 stone look like 170 stone, man. Now, Doug, your gut's starting to look like mine, boy. Do some ab work.
Now, earlier in the night, before the show even kicked off, Brian Cage came out and claimed that, CSW has the reputation of being hardcore, and he's going to bring back true wrestling. A little honor, a little,
Honor? And Brian Cage in the same sense? He must be high, man.
He's the Story of the Year.
No, he's carrying the gear. He ain't the Story of the Year no more, baby.
But, when this match started out, it seems him and Doug Pitt were on the same page, They said they were tired of the hardcore, the garbage, and, they put on, I have to say, a 5-star match. Yes. Whenever these 2 guys get in the ring together, magic happens. You're in for some great wrestling, good old-school grappling match. Into the match, had Brian set up for that Super Power Ranger kick. Brian sidestepped it and nailed Doug with the final take. Pinned him 1, 2, 3. Your winner, and I guess unified champion, Brian Cage. But after the match, Cameron Frost came out. Cameron Frost has been a regular there at CSW for many, many years, and he took exception to what Brian Cage said.
That's right,
and what he was about to do, he was getting ready to throw that Havoc belt in the trash, and he didn't like that too well.
Well, Cameron Frost brought back up, he brought the backbone of CSW, Mr. Violence, John Riker. And just when we thought John Riker might, pummel Brian Cage, he turned around and pummeled Cameron Frost. and just annihilated him. And the locker room cleared out, and they pretty much annihilated about 5 or 6 guys right there.
I must admit, I was totally shocked by this turn of events. You know, as a fan who's been going to CSW in all its various incarnations there in Mossyhead, I've seen the symbol of violence, John Riker, do a lot of things, but never in my wildest dreams did I foresee him aligning himself with the story of the year, Brian Cage, and turning on Cameron Frost. Shocked the crowd. They were stunned. You know, I see a new powerful alliance forming in CSW with the symbol of violence.
A dangerous alliance.
No, like he said, was, you know, when he got hurt at Wired and he was out for a couple of weeks, nobody was by his side. Brian Cage was the only one that would go and console him. Or,
and I don't want to say that injury was a result of Brian Cage. He came out after the match and nailed John Riker and took his title away from him.
Yeah. So it was on guilt.
This string of events is sort of a coup d'etat, you know, for lack of a better word. Who knows where this is going to go? I mean, you have to think that Brian Cage and John Riker have targets on their back now. I mean, the whole locker room cleared out, and they seem to take exception to that. You know, a lot of people have stood by CSW through thick and thin, and have these guys throw a CSW title in the trash.
Yeah, we're not having that, baby. Not in that house.
But Brian Cage and John Riker were able to walk out, and that was the end of the show. So big things happening in CSW. Too bad that the crowd wasn't bigger to see it.
This is true, but also I noticed I must give credit to both Riker and Brian Cage for the shrewdness and the timing of this event, because Cameron Frost's regular partners, Dorian the Bulldozer Brewer and my close personal friend David Prime, were not there. They took advantage of the situation and seized control of the moment and put a beat down on. That's right, and put a beat down on Cameron Frost. So I think this is going to be an interesting feud starting to heat up in the early part of 2011.
And I do want to point out, David Prime, we hope your dad feels better. Glad everything's okay. Thoughts and prayers are with you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that concludes our results section of the show. I think right now what we're going to do is, what do we do? Match of the night.
All right.
Let's start it the other way.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you women folks out there got to give us some answers now first.
I'll go first.
Let's start the page, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, producers going first.
Match of the night.
Match of the night.
Okay. My match of the night was three-way, which involved Joe Gibson, Cameron Frost, and Robin Golfin. I really did like this match, although I think that they could have used Golfin's size more than what they did. They started to play with it and then backed off. But I really thought what I wanted to see is Joe Gibson and Frost standing across from each other and just throwing him back and forth.
Right.
That would have put it way beyond match tonight.
Right.
My runner-up, of course, is Victor Crew versus Lane Smart.
Shiznit match of the night.
Simply Sexy versus Initial Shock.
Really?
I was not interested in that at all.
It was just too much sexy for you. That's all it was.
I couldn't handle it.
You can't handle the sexy.
That's right. The waves of sexiness overwhelmed you, man.
Honestly, that would have been a match I would have went out and had a cigarette.
Really?
Okay, well, yeah, you are entitled to speak your opinion without any doubts, and hey, let it rip if that's the way you feel. You know, hey, don't hold back.
Speaking of letting it rip, IP.
Woo!
Okay, my match of the night, of course, is Brian Cage, Doug Pitt.
The last king of wrestling.
That is just, it was awesome. That whole entire match was awesome. Beginning to the end. Number 2 match of the night, runner-up. Three-way with Joe Gibson, and Robin Golfin, and Cameron Frost, MOD. I just liked it all about too. It was good.
Okay.
And Shiznit match of the night, Victor Crew and Lane Smart. I just want to see him bleed, that's all.
That's not what you put.
I know, but it is now.
That's right, it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, and IP is changing her mind.
I just want to point out that she does have Simply Sexy written down there.
I know, but I just don't like Victor Crew. I don't.
But he's cute.
What?
Oh! All right,
Seriously, that's the only reason
Let's
he has
rope it back in. All right, well, I'm going to go this route. I'm going to give match of the night to the main event. Story of the Year, Brian Cage versus the last king of wrestling, Doug Pitt. This match had the most implications of what went on in the night. This is the shock value, the wrestling action. It had everything in it. And I'm going to give runner-up to Simply Sexy and Initial Shock. And my Shiznit match of the night, even though it wasn't a bad match, it just was the least entertaining for me. I got a Shiznit was Mike Desaad and DJ Durst.
Alrighty.
Yeah, my match of the night is the main event as well with Brian Cage and Doug Pitt. That match was stunner for me from beginning to end. Second match runner-up is going to have to be Onyx versus the Rays.
Oh yeah, that's good.
More of the Onyx side for me than it was the Rays, but it was a good match, all to say. And the Shiznit match for me is Desaad and DJ Durst as well. That was not that bad, but out of all the matches, that was the least favorite for me.
Take it away, Cotton.
All right. Woo! Swing! For me, I'm going to give the match of the night to the three-way with Master of Devastation, Brutal Joe, and Robin Golfin. My runner-up, I'm going to give to the main event to Story of the Year, Brian Cage, and Last King of Wrestling, Doug Pitt. Shiznit night match of the night, I'm going with IP and I'm stinking ass Victor Cruz. Somebody needs to make that son of a bitch bleed, man.
Oh, you're just jealous because he has longer hair than you.
He just wishes he was as cool as me, man. Well, that's all I got to say. Somebody needs to make Crew bleed. I know I'm going to be sticking cash in that cup. So all you guys on the
Donate
CSW
your funds,
roster,
fans. We want to see him bleed.
Give till it hurts.
That's right.
Give to see Victor Crew hurt.
That's right. Green will be your reward if we see the red from Victor Cruz's head. That's all I can say.
Wow, he's a poet, didn't know it. All right, rate the show. Go.
I gave it an 8.4.
Okay.
It wasn't really a bad show, but we look at the whole atmosphere, and there was a few things that I did not like going on, but...
What happens in the parking lot stays in the parking lot.
But I'll discuss that at a later point. And the things I didn't like, I'll discuss it for time at a later point.
Heat.
I give it an 8.6. It was good to me. Crowd wasn't very big, but the show itself was good.
Right. Yeah, the crowd was a little on the light side. Plus, I got to say, no California Kid, no T-Bird,
No David Prime.
David Prime, understandly,
No
could not be there.
Dorian.
No Dorian. I know this is beyond control.
No Diaper Boy wasn't there.
I knew it was going to get stuck in somewhere. That's what she said.
Can you feel the heat, boy? Can you feel it? Because it's coming to you.
The wrestling action was top notch. Everything else was a little on the thin side. You know, there was the only thing I could really sink my teeth into was the main event. But still, it's CSW. I love CSW. Home away from home. I'm gonna give it a solid 8. It would have got higher with California Kid there, the Iron Fist of the Gulf Coast.
I'm going to go with rating it about an 8.3. I enjoyed the whole show. There were some weak spots and stuff like that, but the whole atmosphere of the show, I haven't seen CSW in a few months, and it really, I needed it. I needed my fill of it.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. But overall, it was a good show.
I myself also, like my brother Mr. Internet, will give it an even 8. Some quality matches. Some that were, a little lacking due to certain things that happened. It's indie wrestling. What can you say? Crowd was thin, very thin, and I'm sad to say for CSW because they deserve much better with the way the guys bust their ass out there. But an entertaining show nonetheless, and I enjoyed it. I gave it an even 8.
And that's the one thing we need to say. We always put this over when we talk about CSW. To all the fans that are on the fence about going to a CSW show, go. It's worth the drive. When you get there in the House of Hardcore, the Mossyhead Community Center, you'll know what we're talking about.
It's one of the best shows on the Gulf Coast.
It is. And the first time I went, I bitched the whole way up there because I hate driving. On the way home, I couldn't wait to go back. And once you go, you'll be hooked. And everyone in this room will tell you the same thing.
Absolutely. Definitely worth the drive. And if you're even just thinking about going, just go ahead and go.
All right, well, this time it's time for me to pee freely. I have to go and get more beer. We'll be right back.
Make sure you stay watching this because coming up next, Story of the Year, Brian Cage.
Don't miss it.